Okay, we discussed some questions from averages from SSC CGL. Now, a few more questions we are going to discuss, which were asked in the year 2022, 2020, and 21. I have combined them and collected. Now, coming to the question number 13, the table given shows below the income of two companies, C1 and C2, in 6 years. See, for the 6 years, data is given for two different companies, C1 and C2. Which of the following statements is not correct? So we need to find out the option by considering these two cases. That is, the first case is the income of C1 in year P is 33.33% of the income of C2 in year Q. See, the income of C1 year P is the income of C1 in year P. In year P, what it will become? What it should become? It should become 33. C1 income in year P should become 33.33% of income of C2 in year Q. See here, you have to consider income of both C1 and C2 for two different years, that is P and Q. So if you consider the first case, the income of C1 in year P is 33.33% of the income of C2 in year Q. First, I'll calculate till this point. Till this point, I will calculate. What is that? Income of C1 in year P is, year P, income of C1 is 750. It is given as 750. Now, this 750 should become equal to 33.33% of the income of C2 in year Q. Actually, income of C2 in year Q is 250 rupees. 250 rupees. So now what I'll do, I will calculate 33.33% of C2. That is 25 is 10%, 75 is 30%. So if I add 0.33, it will be around less than 1. So around it is becoming 76. But now you see the income of C1 in year P is already it is 750. 750 is almost 10 times of 76. So how can they become equal? Can they become equal? They cannot. So first option is not correct. But here you need to observe here. He is asking which is not correct. Which of the following statement is not correct. So one is not correct. He is not asking which is correct. He is asking which is not correct. So not correct option is first one. So the average income of C1 and C2 in year T is 400. See, for the year T, the average income of C1 and C2, average is nothing but 530 plus 270 divided by 2. So it means 400. Average income is becoming 400. So it is correct. But we should not choose what is correct. We should choose what is not correct. So that's why option 1 is the correct answer for this case. Next thing, so the average of the marks of 25 students in a class in an examination was calculated to be 19. So the average marks for 25 students, it is calculated as 19. Okay. Later, the teacher realized that the marks of two students were taken as 18 and 19 instead of 14 and 15. He was supposed to take 14, but he did not take. He took 18 for one student. And he was supposed to take 15, but he did not take. He took 19 for another student. Now the average obviously changes. It changes by how much value that we need to calculate and subtract it from the actual value or add it to the actual value. So that we will decide based on The calculation, find the new actual average marks of the students. So you observe here. What was the old average value? Is 19. Before it was 19 for 21st student. But instead of taking 14, he took 18. It means how much extra he took? 4 he took. And instead of taking 15, he took 19. How much extra? 4. So extra 4 here and extra 4 here added. So total extra 8 marks extra added. But here we are calculating average, right? Average means what? Total marks divided by total number of students. So total marks, for this total marks, there was a hole. That hole, some 8 marks extra filled. Okay? Some extra 8 marks added. Okay? So because of this 8 marks, the average will change. But it should be divided into 25 students. Why? Because this is, we are calculating average, right? So that extra mark should be divided with 25. So whatever the value you are going to get, that should be added to that. Because we know initial average, this is 19, we know. For this 8 by 25 should be added. So 8 by 25 not added, it should be subtracted. Why? Because when I add this 8, what is the problem we are facing? We are facing a problem of increase in average, but we should not want that. We want what is the exact value? Add what is the exact actual value? So now what I'll do is subtract that value from the actual average. So it means 19 minus 8 by 25. How can you do? How much it is? It put a point here. 0. 25, 3 the 75. Okay. 5 is remaining. 0.32. 0.32 you have to subtract from here. If you subtract 0.3, it will become 18. Further 0.2, it should be obviously 68. So 18.68 is the answer. I hope you understood. I am repeating. See, there were 25 students. When there were 25 students, the average of their marks was calculated as 19. But it's a mistake. Why it became mistake? Because in place of 14, I took extra 18. In place of 15, I took extra value, that is 19. So 4 extra added here and 4 extra added here. As I added illegally, I need to subtract it to get the actual value. Okay? But can I subtract it directly? I cannot subtract 8 directly from the average. It should be divided with 25 students because average should be distributed among all the students. That is, then only it is called as average. Average means what? Sum of all the marks divided by total number of students. Then only it is called as average. So the same way, whatever the extra value you have added, that should be divided among 25 students and subtracted. Okay. For example, in a classroom, I have distributed some number of chocolates. Some students got 10, some got 15, some got 18, 19, like that. Randomly I give. Then if I calculated the average, then it became 19. Okay. So instead of giving 14 chocolates to one person, I gave 18 chocolates. So whatever the extra I give, I should subtract it, right? So that's what I did. Now, next. So the table given below shows the production of 5 companies in 2 years. Production of 5 companies in 2 years. That is there are A, B, C, D, E, 5 companies. The average production of A in year Y1 and Y2. Average is 50, 150 by 2, 150 by 2 is 75. So the sum of production of B, C and D in year Y1 and Y2. So B, C, D you have to add. This near Y1 and Y2. It means you have to add everything. So then divide J2 by J1. So this is 75 is J1 already. Now you add 120, I'm adding 80, 200, 90, 90, 80, 170, adding 30 to this 200. So 450 J2. Okay. So to 450 J2 by J1 I need to calculate. So it means 450 by how much? 75. 450 by 75, how much it will become? 75 to the 150, 153 is 450. So it means 6. 450 by 75 is 6. Study the given table and answer the questions that follows. The table shows the number of customers for different services in different cities. The number of customers for different services in different cities. A, B, C, D are the cities. No, X, Y, Z are the cities and A, B, C, D are the services. Now, in which service the average number of customers per city highest? The average number of customers per city the highest. In which service? The average number of customers. So, we mean to say there are three different cities X, Y, and Z. You mean to find out the average number of customers, you have to add them and divide with how many are there? Three cities are there. So x plus y plus z divided by 3 will give you the average number of customers for that particular city in which service. The average number of customers per city the highest. Okay, now. So if you take the particular city X, the services are A, B, C, D are there. So you take the average of them. And then find its value. Okay. In which service? Which service means for the service A or for the service B or for the service C or D. For that particular service, the average number of customers per city. There are three cities X, Y, Z. So in that you have to find out the average of the customer. Whichever is coming highest, then that is the answer. So now I need to add individually for if I take A, 250 plus 175 plus 350 divided by 3. What is it becoming? You don't need to add actually. 350 plus 50, 300, 300, 600, 775. So 775 divided by 3. For the second also, you have to add and divide with 3. So bottom value is same. If the bottom value is same, you just compare the upper value. Numerator just compare. Denominator is same. If numerator is more, in any case, that is the highest. So you just add the numerator and you just compare the numerator by adding the values. So first for A, I am getting 775. For B, see 200, 300, 500, 590, 610, 650. So for this is 650 less. So if you take this 600, 670, 730 less than 775. So this is obviously 500, 600, 300, 400, 500, 600, 685, 750, 760, 760. So 760 is also less than 775. So 775 is the highest, that is why option A is the correct. If you divide with 3, then also that will be highest. Next, the average weight of 49 students in a class is 39 kg. 7 of them whose average weight is 40 kg leave the class, and other 7 students whose average weight is 54 kg join the class. You see here, there is a class. In this, the total age we don't know, but they gave average age that is 39. So if I multiply with 49, then I am going to get total age, total weight, sorry, total weight of 49 students. But from this class, some people left. Seven members left, and whose average weight was 40. So it means 7 into 40, 280 kg left from the class. But then what happened? Then average decreases. Somebody leave, average decreases, right? Because total decrease. Now, other seven students whose average weight is 58 kg join the class. So 54 kg join the class. It means 54 into 7, again 7 members. So as 7 left and 7 joined, the total number of students will remain same, that is 49 itself. So now 54 into 7, what is becoming? 28, 378. So 378. So initially we lost 280 kgs, but 378 is added. So it means here 20 is 78. 98 extra added, 98 kg extra added in this process. So then think whether average will increase or decrease. Will the average be more than 39 or less than 39? Obviously, it will be more than 39. If any option less than 39, you have to remove. 39 cannot be equal to 39. So there are three options. Obviously, we need to calculate. For that, I'll just do 98, the extra added. But this 98 should be divided among 49 students, right? So 49 into 2. So it means 2 should be added to the average value. So it means I need to add 2 to the 39. That is 41 is the answer. Like this, you have to calculate in this type of questions. So who scored the least marks in aggregate of all the subjects? So aggregate, he's saying aggregate means you have to add marks of all the subjects and see whichever is having highest. That is the answer. Or whichever is having least. So now, yes, here he is asking the least. So whichever is having least, that is the answer. So name of the students, 5 students are there. They got 54, 65, 67, 3 subjects. A got. So you take the average. Whichever is least, you have to find. So now I'll do 50, 60, 110, 110 plus 60, 170. 170, 182, 186, 186. 62. 62 is for A. For B, 80, 70, 150, 150, 50, 200, 210, 200, 18 by 3, 2 by 3. So 72 2 by 3, 72 2 by 3. So obviously it cannot be the answer because there is a least value already 62. So P I have to remove. So 40, 40, 80, 96, 96. I am adding 4 from here, 103, 163. Divided by 3, 3 5 is 15. 4 is 12, 1 by 3. So 54. So you can remove this because we got 54, 1 by 3 here. So now you see 60, 40, 101, 188, 188. So 163 is less. No, because the denominator is same, just add it and check, that's it. 70, 70, 144, 149. So achievement as 150 plus 50, 200. So obviously you can remove this. So option C is the correct answer, which is 160 something divided by 3. So 54, 1 by 3 is answer. Next, 18. Study the given chart. Answer. Okay. Study the given chart and answer the question that follows. The chart shows the quantities of machines M1, M2, M3 available in different stores S1, S2, S3, and S4. See, there are different stores S1, S2, S3, and S4. Three different stores are there. In these three different stores, M1, this is M1, this is M2, this is M3. For that, which stores have more number of M2 machines than the average number of M2 machines? So we need to compare M2 machines individually with average number of M2 machines. So to find out average number of M2 machines, you have to add all of them and divide with 4. So now 14 plus 8 plus 8 plus 12. Till here 20, 28, 38, 42 divided by 4 ones are 4, 40. So for 10.5 is the value, 10.5 is the value. That is the average. So this average value should be compared with everything. So if I compare with this 14 is more than average or not? So it is valid. So which stores have more than M2 machines, more of M2 machines than the average? So for this particular term, the average we got 10.5, and which store has more than 10.5 means S4 has and S1 has. So S4 and S1 are the answer. Next, the average marks of 60 students in a class are 62. The average marks of boys and girls in that subject are 16 and 65 respectively. So the number of boys in the class is, the average marks of 60 students in a class are 62, it is given. For 60 students, average is 62. The average marks of boys and girls in that subject are 60 and 65. So boys, girls. So this can be done using allegation and mixture. So 60 boys are there, 65 girls are there, and the average marks of 60 students in a class are 62. The average marks of boys and girls in that subject are 60 and 65. So 62 is the average for the class. So when I mix them, so this is for the class, this is for boys and this is for girls. Now I'm using allegation and mixture. 3 and 2. So this can be done in another way also. I'll explain more. So now you see, this is for boys and this is for girls. They are in the ratio 3:2. So if I combine them, that should be equal to 60, right? So 3 parts plus 2 parts is 5 parts. 5 parts is same as 60 students. Then the number of boys in the class. So then 3 points, how much? So if 5 parts is same as 60, then 3 parts. Whatever you know, that should be multiplied here. For 5 parts it is 60, then for 3 parts how much? 5, 12, 12 into 3, 36 is the answer. Okay, 36 is the answer. This can be done in another way also. Now we got the answer, right? So we'll do in a different way. First you see how many students are there total. In total 60 are there. The average marks of boys and girls in the class is 60 and 65 given. So the average marks total class is 62 given. If you want to find out total marks in the class, multiply 62 with 60. So these are the total numbers. I need to find out the number of boys. I'll assume it as X. There are X boys. So the average marks of boys is 60. So x into 60, x into 60. We give total marks of boys. X into give the total marks of boys plus $60 minus x is the number of girls, and their marks is 65. So this equation will be tallied. So these are the number of girls and their marks, average marks, number of boys and their average marks. Because I need the value of boys, so that's why I'm assuming it as x. Then 60x plus 60 into 65. So 6 5 are 30. 36, 39. 3900 minus 65x is equals to 6 2s are 12, 6 is 36, 3720. Now what I'll do, 60x minus 65 is 5x minus 5x. I'll take here, it will become plus 5x. So now I'll take this to left side, then 3900 minus 3720, 80. So it will become 180. 180 by 5 is equal to x. 180 by 5 is nothing but what? 5 1 the 5, 3 the 50. You got 36 right. Like that you can solve. The pie chart given below shows the expenditure incurred by a person on 7 articles. The total expenditure of all the 7 articles are 3600. Total expenditure is how much? 3600. So looking at this, you can assume one thing. It is 10 times of 360. But 360 degrees, what is the total angle of the circle is 360 degrees. You can compare it with the degrees to make the calculation easy. Okay, that's why I gave 3600. Expenditure incurred on a particular article is shown in terms of degree with respect to the total expenditure incurred in all these 7 articles. CQ calculated 120 degrees. It's their expenditure. Now, what is it like that for 3 or 7? He has given 7 article. So, what is the average expenditure incurred on article P and Q? So, he's asking only for P and Q. P and Q average is nothing but 120 plus 70 divided by 2 by 2. He's asking only for P and Q. So, that's why I took 2. So, 190 divided by 2. So, it is 95. But each angle corresponding. So 360 degrees is 3600. But instead of 360 degrees is proportional to 3600. It means each expenditure should be multiplied with 10 to have the particular expenditure. The same way, I need to multiply 95 also with the 10. So then it will become 950. That is the answer. So if you are confused, I will explain in another way. See, if I add all these angles, so it should be 360, right? Okay. So 360 degrees is responsible for 3600. 360 degrees is responsible for 3600. 95 degrees will be responsible for how much? 95 by 360 into 3600. So it is 10 times. It means 150. That is the answer. Okay. So in exam will be average questions will be much easier. The only thing is speed. To gain the speed, you have to practice more and to understand the procedure, which procedure I need to calculate the answer. For that also, you need practice calculating more models, more types of questions. So if you understand the pattern of previous questions, so it is moderate. In all the shifts, it is moderate, not tough. If you know the concept, if you have the speed, you can solve it in half minute. Easy. So to gain that speed and clarity on the concept, you have to solve different models. Okay? Keep it in mind. Follow all my classes. So whatever the topic I am teaching, I definitely cover all the concepts. Watching my videos completely is more than enough. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Click on the bell icon. Then you will get all the notifications for the videos I'm going to upload. Okay. If you don't click on the bell icon, you don't get the upcoming videos. That's why please subscribe and click on the bell icon. And please don't leave without liking. If you like the video, please like, share it to your friends. Because I'm giving you very important concepts for free. Nobody will give you. But for learning these concepts, you have to pay minimum 10,000, maximum 50,000. Any institute. Okay, if it is CAT coaching, you have to pay something like that also. If it is CGL or any other exams, varies from 10,000 to 10, depending on the institute. So what these things I'm teaching for free. Please like my videos if you like it. Subscribe and encourage me so that it will motivate me to create more types of models and more tougher concepts that will boost your knowledge. Okay. Thank you for watching.